It's an evening of new beginnings here in Tukwila, both for the United Soccer Leagues and for Seattle Sounders. It's the opening game for Seattle Sounders FC2. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan Murphy. Welcome to Starfire Sports Complex here in Tukwila. Alongside me is Aaron Heinzen, former USL pro, former Washington and former Husky, Aaron Heinzen, and it's an exciting night for Seattle Sounders fans and for the whole league.
Absolutely. Wonderful evening here in Tukwila. Seattle's got a great matchup tonight, Nathan, and looking forward to some very exciting soccer. It's always exciting when Seattle gets involved, and whole new league this year.
Sounders support is legendary, and it's going to be no different here for S2 here at Starfire. And visiting tonight, the Sacramento Republic. It's a very interesting story. Just a second-year club in their first season. They won the championship, Aaron, and they bring back a lot of those players, 14 men returning from that roster.
Yeah, it's a very solid team, like you mentioned, Nathan. They do have a couple of injury problems tonight. Their defender of the year last year, Nemanja Vukovic, is sitting out with an injury. They've also lost their top goal scorer from last season, Rodrigo Lopez, and Thomas Stewart as well. That's actually 27 goals they're going to be missing for tonight. That's a bit of a loss for the club, obviously, but those guys will get back in the regular season, but they're not here tonight. The Sounders don't have to contend with them, and I think that makes things a bit easier for them. We'll see how they play, though. Preki being a very difficult coach as it is. Ezra Hendrickson knows him, so it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Ezra Hendrickson, the head coach for Sounders, too. Of course, a former professional. He and Preki played against each other in the Western Conference Finals in 2000. Preki for Kansas City Wizards and Ezra for LA Galaxy. And on the Sounders side of things, some new faces, some faces that Sounders fans will recognize. One of the more exciting names, Pablo Rossi, the Argentine First Division player, joining Sounders for the first time, just signed on Thursday.
Yeah, Rossi is excellent midfielder, kind of a leader, one of the older players on the team, and going to be a fantastic contributor to the club. He's got a lot of experience down in Argentina, apparently a free kick specialist that he showed in the preseason, and then also takes the penalty kicks. So fantastic player, and Ezra Hendrickson sounds very excited about him.
Certainly got the attention of Sounders fan community during the preseason with some of those free kicks. One in particular against the University of Portland in a scrimmage found a little bit of viral success on the internet and made the rounds. Some other names on the roster: Dylan McCormick making an appearance for Sounders too, Sun Yang making an appearance here, and several other guys that Sounders fans will recognize. 4 homegrown players on the roster, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Amadou Sanyang, like you mentioned, is going to be the captain. As I pointed out, he's got a real kind of style about him, just kind of control, a great leader. So he's going to be running things in the midfield. And they've absolutely, like you mentioned, McCormick, he's going to be in there. His father, Dick McCormick, used to play for the Seattle Sounders way back in the day, and excellent player himself. So Dylan, very excited to be a part of this program. And like you said, they've got Darwin Jones as well, a University of Washington product. Christian Roldan, who also played at the University of Washington. Darwin from being up here. A lot of exciting young talent coming out of Seattle, and they're obviously going to bring a very, very good team to the reigning champions.
So it's an interesting roster situation, not just for Sounders too, but for all of the MLS affiliates around the country. Not only being able to sign players in their own right to USL contracts, not only being able to call players down or receive them on loan from the MLS sides, but also being able to give some trials to academy players, to underage players, to amateur players who are not yet professionals, and to be able to do that without losing their NCAA eligibility. It's an interesting challenge for Sounders GM Andrew Opakowicz.
Yeah, well, I think he's done a tremendous job. Andrew is a fantastic fan and a big-time leader in the soccer community, growing kind of guy. And that's the whole point of kind of this S2 thing and what the USL is trying to do. And it's wonderful to see more MLS clubs involved. They need a bridge in between, you know, the youth programs and the professionals, and this gives these kind of guys an opportunity. So it's a great deal for the club, it's a great deal for the league, and it's a great deal for fans, as we're going to see tonight.
He didn't get a chance to play with the first team or with the reserves last year. It's a name that Sounders fans have been itching to learn more about. Tell us about Victor Mansaray.
Victor Mansaray is a young kid. He's an exciting talent, another kid that lives here in the Washington area, and we're going to get a chance to look at him tonight. I haven't even seen that much of him, just a couple training sessions. Very quick, good, gets his head up, intelligent player, and you know, we'll see what he can combine. I know Ezra Hendrickson's pretty excited about him, and there's a reason why he's in the starting 11.
It's a difficult thing to preview the style of play of a team that's never played together before. It's also a difficult thing to be a member of a team that's never played together before. That's the challenge before the members of Sounders 2 tonight, to take on the defending champions in your very first home match. It's a challenging situation, of course, but a very exciting one, and you can hear the atmosphere behind us here at Starfire Stadium. Not only Sounders supporters, but 150 supporters up from Sacramento as well. We give them a lot of credit, and we will pause now for the singing of the national anthem. We welcome all of you to the S2 inaugural broadcast. Glad you're aboard.
Forrester from Black Hills Soccer Club as she sings the national anthem.
The strains of the Star-Spangled Banner soaring across the pitch here at Tukwila Starfire Sports Stadium. The players are shaking hands, and we are just about set to go. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for this one. First, for the visiting Sacramento Republic, the goalkeeper is Patrick McLean out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Played for the OC Blues last year and led USL with 4.5 saves per game. Up front, a face that Sounders fans will know a lot about, Aaron. David Estrada makes his return to Seattle.
Absolutely, David Estrada. Everybody knows him. He was given to DC United last year. Very exciting player, though. Fantastic talent. Came out of UCLA, came up to Seattle in 2010. Scored a lot of goals, made a lot of memories, and it's nice to have him back here in the stadium, even though he's not wearing Rave Green.
The other forward is a name that MLS fans will be familiar with. Justin Braun is the forward. Played for Chivas USA and led them in scoring in 2010 and 2011. The referee for this game is Babacar Jallo, Washington native. The assistants Mike Roddersman and Joshua Hames. The fourth official tonight is Josh Wilkins. Continuing the starting lineup for Sacramento, Ivan Mirkovic and Octavio Guzman in the midfield, along with Gabe Gonzalez and Joaquin Rivas. He played for Pumas last year in the PDL, 6 goals and a pair of assists, leading them to the PDL championship game. At the back, Derek Foran, James Keefe out of UC Santa Barbara, Mickey Daly from Sonoma, and Emra Clementa from Montenegro. And we mentioned the goalkeeper, Patrick McLean, out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. For the Sounders, the captain, as you said, Amadou Sanyang from Gambia, played with Toronto FC in 2009, Charleston Battery the last couple of seasons, and made an appearance with Seattle in 2011. He's the captain in the midfield. The other midfielders, Giuliano Franco, Victor Mansarai, we mentioned, and Christian Roldan. I'm sorry, he is coming off the bench. Aaron Kovar, Seattle Sounders under-23 player last year, homegrown player contract, loaned to OC Blues last year, and drew a penalty kick in the U.S. Open Cup. At the back, Damian Lowe, Aniel Fisher, Dylan Remick, and Jimmy Ockford, the goalkeeper Charlie Lyon. And up front for the Sounders, Andy Craven and Pablo Rossi. The coin toss has been had. We're almost set to go, Aaron, and this place is absolutely electric.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a wonderful atmosphere here. Such an intimate stadium in Tukwila at Starfire. And it reminds you a little bit of Seattle Sounder U.S. Open Cup games, except for this time it's Seattle Sounders 2 starting off their regular season. And Sacramento's got their own little piece of the stadium. Sounders are all filling here on the home side. Scarves are up. Train is going by. It's a classic evening here down in Tukwila, Nathan.
It's so loud in this stadium you can't even hear the freight train, and trust me, that is saying something in this stadium. Give a lot of credit to the Sacramento fans across the way. You can see in the top right of your screen about 150 or 200 of them, flags waving on their feet. And they came to party, but the other 3,700 Sounders fans here are aiming to be a lot louder. We're just about set to go. The referee checks his watch. Sounders will take the kickoff. Andy Craven and Pablo Rossi in the center circle. Sounders SC2 beginning a new era of Seattle soccer. This is the future, and we're underway. A cheer goes up around Starfire as taking possession early is Sacramento. Mirzovic on the ball. And now a long pass forward, looking to find a man in the middle. Instead, it's taken away. And Frano claims it. On the near side, this is Mansarai. Nice little give-and-go attempt, but instead it'll fly out of play. And a throw into Sacramento early. We are just underway here at Starfire Sports. It's the very first match for Sounders 2, and it's a thrilling evening for everyone here. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Hines, and we're very glad you're with us. ECS making noise off to our left. As you know, they'll be throughout the match, and it really adds a nice piece of the ambiance here, Aaron.
Oh, absolutely, Nathan. It's just, like we were saying before, the atmosphere is fantastic. Wanted to note real quick, both teams playing in a 4-4-2 formation, as you can see. And just kind of getting themselves going as they both open up their seasons. The pitch was watered a little bit earlier, so the ball will be slipping just a little bit.
It's a cool
skipping
evening.
along.
It's a cool evening here in Tequila. It's about 55 degrees here at kickoff as the sun set only about 15 minutes ago. And the lights are on at Starfire. Craven tries to keep possession. Instead, it's taken away, and the long ball through was looking for Braun. Instead, it's collected, and the Sounders will look to turn it the other way. A little bit of a shove, and we do have a whistle. As pushed to the turf in the midfield was Amadou Sanyang, the captain, and he'll take the free kick. Has a man running. It's Mansarai, but it's a little bit too far for him. It goes over the touchline for a Sacramento throw-in.
That's a nice quick look by Sanyang, just seeing if he can catch the defense asleep early. Just a little bit too far, but it's a good effort from the midfielder.
You know, Mansarai has a lot of pace. I think that might have been a little optimistic, however. Nice overhead play by Rossi. Bounces around near the 18, and it'll come back to the Sounders back four, playing very high near the center circle. And Seattle will play it back. It's near the touchline over there, still in play. And a 3-on-3 opportunity developing for Sacramento. Stepping into the box, nice drop onto the right wing and across, right across the face of goal, and just unable to get his head to it was number 17, Justin Braun. That was a nice threat from Sacramento.
Yeah, it was a nice ball from Gabe Gonzalez. Got released by Estrada out there on the right. Gonzalez gets a piece of it. It just misses Justin Braun at the far post.
Beyond the outstretched arms of Charlie Lyon and a wide open net. Should Braun have been able to get there, it was only about 1.5 feet over his head. And now Seattle looks to turn it the other way. Space available on the left, Rossi. Nice ball through. Cross coming in, a little bit over the head of Craven. He wasn't able to get up there. And Sacramento will turn back the other way. Quick pace early on.
Absolutely. Good run from Aaron Kovar. Just wasn't able to connect on the cross.
A little bit too high, but a nice effort early. Slowly switching the field is Sacramento. 4th minute of play here at Starfire.
Well, you can see Sacramento already kind of getting into their flow, Nathan. You know, they've played together before. So Seattle's going to struggle just a little bit to try and find their fluid. It's their first really big, important game for them. Trying to find the fluidity on the field, but give them 20 minutes or so and they should be moving the ball around just as easily.
We talked about that a little bit in the open. It's always a challenge when you bring 3 or 4 or 5 new guys into a soccer team. When you've got an entire lineup that have never played together, it's a lot of learning to do, and that's the challenge in front of Sounders 2 tonight. And they're facing a very, very talented side to have to do it against. No score, 5th minute. Wonderful, wonderful atmosphere here this evening at Starfire. Exactly what everyone had hoped the inaugural game for S2 would be. We're glad all of you are with us on the broadcast. Nathan Murphy and Aaron Heinzen from Starfire. Turning near the 18 and unable to keep it in play was Mirkovic. And instead it will fall on this side to Mansura. Thinking he had the 1-2 opportunity was Frano. Instead they'll play it back. And a long clearance trying to switch the field onto the left side. This is Kovar, can't control it. Nice physical matchup there with Sanyang, but it's won by Sacramento. Two men force a turnover there and a long ball. We're trying to catch the goalkeeper out of his net. A pretty nice effort there, missed all wide by 5 or 6 yards.
Well, that's the kind of imagination Pablo Rossi's going to give you. Just turns, sees the goalkeeper's off his line, hits it. And unlucky it's too far to the right. I'm not sure if it had the pace to beat him either, but fantastic effort.
I think it's likely McLean would have gotten back there on time, but as you said, an imaginative attempt, and certainly the fans enjoyed seeing that. And offensive-minded Pablo Rossi.
Well, it gives McLean something to think about too next time a little bit.
As a former goalkeeper, I can attest that the more things a goalkeeper has to think about, the worse they will play. This is Rivas. Into the middle for Gonzalez. Turning on the ball. Steps over, has Rivas instead. Now Rivas, instead Gonzalez will get it back. Nice little attempt there looking for Clementa. Instead it will go out for a goal kick. We'll take a chance to remind you that USLsoccer.com is the new hub for USL Soccer, all leagues, including the W League and the PDL. Get the latest news and live stats and check out the social media hub at uslsoccer.com. Goal kick falling towards Craven. Trying to hold his position there, got subducted a little bit, but Sounders will win the ball. Braun wins it away. Into the back, it's Foreign. Sacramento having a little bit of a string of possession here. Neither team has really held on to the ball for more than a few minutes at a time. Either team has gotten possession and pushed forward very quickly. Sacramento settling down a little bit. Across for Rivas, former Pumas Pumas player. But that's a little bit too far, looking for, who is that?
No, it's James Keefe.
There you go.
Yep. It's a good run by him. Rivas just hitting it a little bit too hard.
That was a very good run toward the flag.
Yeah. And as you were saying before, Sacramento kind of just a little more in the flow. You could see Estrada really trying to test the back line. Maybe get a couple long balls over the top. Braun working in underneath. Those two trying to combine together and test the Sounder back line.
Long goal kick. Craven gets ahead on it. Rivas will take control. Guzman moving to his right, drops it back to his right back. Sacramento very carefully in the midfield here. Sounders a little bit different than they were in the first 5 minutes, content to drop back all in their own half here. And back across, Sacramento will go once again. Mirkovic with the ball. A little bit of a run by Estrada. Instead, they'll try the long ball on this side for Keefe. Gets a foot to it, but can't control it. But neither can Seattle. And another cross attempt. This time I think Estrada was lurking, but instead it's safely in the hands of Lyon.
Just a little overhit by Octavio Guzman, excuse me.
And that shows you the kind of thing that David Estrada can do, where he just kind of goes unnoticed until he's all of a sudden in a very dangerous position.
And he's doing what a forward should do, always trying to test the back line, trying to get in behind, stretch them as much as possible. Sounders look defensively quite organized.
That's exactly what you'd expect from an Ezra Hendrickson club, and certainly something they're going to have to do against an offensively dangerous Sacramento club. Although, as we talked about in the open, they're missing, what did we say, 27 goals.
27 goals. We'll see how much it affects them, but so far Sacramento look pretty comfortable.
They certainly look dangerous, but Seattle certainly look composed and comfortable in the back.
Interesting little tidbit, sorry there, Nathan, about Derek Foran, the left back for Sacramento. Actually has Champions League experience in Europe, once playing in his time from Ireland. Played against Legia Warsaw in Poland. So here's another guy, a lot of veteran players out here for Sacramento that Precky's brought up to this team. These are the kind of guys that are going to be able to handle this kind of atmosphere in here.
You know, it's a long way from the USL to the UEFA Champions League, but that's exactly the idea here. Is you've got guys of widely varying age and experience that can be here for different reasons. Guys who this is their league, as a foul called, and the throw-in is going to, or the free kick rather. What do we have? I thought the assistant had pointed his flag towards the Sacramento goal, but it's going to be a free kick for Sacramento instead. The foul going against Mansoura. A lot of different levels of experience, a lot of different ages can find their home in this league, and guys that are trying to earn their way onto the first team, or guys that are just trying to make a living at this level. It's a very diverse league, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Mansouri had a little bit of a chance to find a running Rossi. Instead, he'll turn it around and look to the left. Gives it away. Sacramento doesn't have numbers, but they're going to push anyway.
Now, it's an unfortunate ball from Mansouri. He had Craven just on the far side. He put it right over the shoulder of the defender. He might have been in.
A lot of creative attempts, at the very least, from Sounders early here. They're seeing those runs. They haven't executed on one of those balls yet, but they're seeing those opportunities and making the effort to try and do something proactive on offense. Octavio Guzman has been very active in the midfield so far, and a long ball for Estrada. Drops it back and a chance to cross it into the box. It's Braun. Instead, it'll go out of play, and it's a goal kick once again. 12th minute here at Starfire. No score. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Heinzen. We're thrilled you're all with us on the very first broadcast of Seattle Sounders FC2 football. Thanks for joining us here tonight. It's a beautiful evening out at Starfire. full house here as a long ball onto the left. Trying to pick out Kovar. It was a nice run, but it floated just a little bit too much.
Again, good look from Sanyang, just trying to spread the ball out onto the wings.
Estrada trying to win that ball and bring it around. He left a little bit too soon, and he left without the ball. Back into the center stripe area. Nice touch from Craven. Kovar controls it. Little chip for Craven again. Can't control it, but instead it's brought down by Kovar. And he can't keep it. Nice play at the back by Sacramento. Rivas steps through the center. 6 goals for Pumas last year en route to the PDL championship game. And that time the ball intended for, who is that over on the right?
That's Gabe Gonzalez.
Just a little bit overhit by Mirkovic, and it goes out for a Sounders throw-in. First 13 minutes of the game, Sounders trying to find some of those long ball opportunities, some of those home run opportunities, if you will. Sacramento maybe a little bit more of the possession, but Sounders have looked very composed at the back and haven't given up a scoring chance since that one that went right across the face of goal just a couple minutes in.
Well, they've settled down a little bit. It's been a good test for Jimmy Ockford, number 21 over there on the far side. Both him and number 15, Dylan Remick, having their hands full with Estrada, always trying to break through. We've seen it 4 or 5 times now.
Remick's done a nice job, though. Estrada's tried to turn him a couple of times, and he's really stood his ground as coming through his brawn. Just a little bit behind that one.
And well, interesting part right now is midfield's really up for grabs, Nathan. No one's quite won the battle yet. No one's been able to control the ball completely, and when that happens, someone's going to be able to dictate the game, but so far, still opportunities out there.
Sun Yang and Guzman may be the pair to watch right now. They're the holding midfielders for their respective sides, and the challenge for both of them has been to maintain possession long enough to distribute cleanly, as Craven has a chance to chase this one down, and just a little bit beyond him, and McLean takes it safely.
Yeah, might as well go after that. Craven, active young man from the University of North Carolina. Joined the Sounders too this year.
Basketball team has something of an important game tonight. Turning with it, nicely done by Remick. Another ball looking for Craven. He gets a touch on this one and he earns the foul, as he'd been pretty well wrapped up a couple of times there, and this time he draws the whistle and a free kick at midfield.
That's good work from Craven again, just showing himself for the ball.
A whistle brings that one back. I think he wants to move the free kick up by about 10 yards. Sounders were perfectly content to play square, but we'll reset, and here we go. Kovar, an early cross, had Craven, but it was a little bit low. But it's cleared up and out of play by Foreign, so that will be the first corner of the match, and it goes to the Sounders.
Yep, exciting opportunity to see what Seattle can do with this.
It's a very early
first real test.
It's a very early cross from Kovar, and he had Craven coming in, and it looked like Foreign just didn't know who was behind him and wanted to get rid of it. Six men in the box for Seattle. Corner is low. Glances off ahead and moving toward the near touchline. Getting there in time is Mansarai. There's some of that pace we were talking about, but he's unable to maintain possession, and a long ball now looking for Rivas. Can he get there? Gets across, but it doesn't stay in play. It hits the side netting. Nice run by Rivas, and a challenge for O'Neill Fisher to try and keep up with him.
Yeah, excellent run by Joaquin Rivas. Able to pick up the ball on the left-hand side. Can't quite get the job done. It had a lot to do to get it across, and there really wasn't anybody there in the box to do anything with it, but that was a good clear by Guzman.
Nice job by Fisher to stay and not allow the clean cross or even a shot from a tough angle. And the goal kick, nice goal kick so far. A little bit of wind moving to our right early on as we look at the flags beyond the goal. Nice touch from Braun. Back into the midfield, Mirkovic on the ball. Had a man running, Kifa. But instead it'll go back. Good pursuit again from Craven. Making them work at the back, making four and make some decisions. He earned the corner a minute ago, almost caused a mistake here. Instead, the long ball. knocked down off the chest of Remick, but instead Braun will control it. Gets it to Rivas. That's a nice little slip. One man to beat, and he can't do it. Taken away very, very nicely there.
That's great composure from Damian Lowe. I think Remick's got to think about just clearing that ball first time instead of taking it down with his chest. Maybe just a little bit too much work for the midfield to do in there.
Nice little shove there. And the foul is going to go against Kiffey. And a free kick in their own half for Sounders. 17th minute here at Starfire. We're very glad you're joining us for the very first match of Seattle Sounders 2, the brand new entry in the United Soccer League. It's also the first day for the USL here in 2015. Everybody kicking off today. Play on there, says the referee. And a long ball for Estrada, but he's offside. Just a step too early there, David Estrada. Sounders will put it back in play just beyond their own 18. Not a whole lot as far as scoring opportunities through the first 17 and change. The one very early that went right across the face of Charlie Lyon's goal, but it was just over the head of the man Kiffey coming in. And that's really the only serious opportunity on goal for either side thus far. This one falls to Rossi, and he's going to want that one back. He just chips it out of play, and he's going to want to have had a better touch there.
Derek Foran just being bothered again by that work effort from Craven, falls right to Rossi. He might have had a little more time than he thought. Tries to take it the first time, spins way away from the goal. Wasn't even close.
Not the first time.
But you'd think him to bring that down.
Not the first time we've seen guys hurry a little bit. Maybe some first night nerves. It's not easy to settle down and understand the timing in the very first match.
And it might have been just going a little bit for something spectacular. Keep his streak going from the preseason.
Headers bouncing back and forth. This one goes over the head of Remick and has to be cleared out of play for a Sacramento throw in here in the attacking third. Comes back for Guzman. Guzman gets it back at the top of the 18. Chipped high up into the air by Fisher. And that one knocked off of Braun, and Estrada was offside and doesn't play it. And Remick will be able to clear. A little bit of dangerous moment there for Seattle, but nothing came of it. As we play on in the 19th minute. Dropping back for McLean. Sacramento will recompose themselves and try and go forward again. No score. Minute number 20 at Starfire. Straight ahead for Estrada. This time he's on the left side. He's popped up everywhere, Aaron. Vacated Estrada's spot on the right there, and nobody was there to pick up the ball. Now filling that space is Gonzalez. Keeps it in play, but can't do anything with it. And Lowe will send it high and out over the touchline for a Sacramento throw-in.
Lowe could have maybe done just a little bit better to put it further up the field, but that was excellent work earlier by David Estrada to win that ball down and keep it for Sacramento. Seattle just a little bit under pressure right now.
And that's what we were talking about. They look very composed to Sacramento, and they do look like a side that has played together more than the handful of exhibition games.
So. Oh, certainly, yeah. And you'd expect it for sure, but.
Nice theft there by Frano. Tries to get it to Craven. It's behind him. I think it may have taken a touch. The referee disagrees.
That was a good tackle, but I was just going to say, you'd expect that a bit from Sacramento to maybe be able to take the pressure, handle it. They've won a championship already. But Seattle, like I said before, give them the first half or so, and they'll be able to work things in and become a little more fluid.
Well, on the talent side's a different thing as a foul goes against Sacramento now. The Republic are affiliated with San Jose Earthquakes, but there's not, that I'm aware of, a large number of on-loan players as there are with Sounders FC. It's a different kind of relationship where this is a team that's actually owned by Sounders, and they will move people up and down a lot more fluidly than some of these clubs will.
That's good play there from Mansour. I think he just tried to force the pass a little bit.
Sacramento, nice little move there from Rivas to Estrada. Estrada watched there and taken out nicely by Fisher, and it'll be a Sacramento throw-in. Good marking from Fisher as Estrada was trying to find a way to cross that ball. Now he has it again. Pushes it toward the corner, keeps it in play, and the cross comes from Kiffey.
Well, it's an excellent ball in from Sacramento there. It's a great save by David Estrada with a back heel. Wonderful cross. You can see it right here. Here's Kiffey, gets a perfect strike on it, and Braun beats the keeper to it. That could have been real dangerous there.
Just barely unable to get above that and bring it down.
Yeah, Charlie Lyon just coming right in. He thinks he's got it. Braun rises above. He isn't able to get it down, but dangerous. Another sign of danger there. That's twice.
And as you said, give David Estrada credit for keeping that ball in play near the corner flag. Estrada on the ball here. And Sacramento will go back and try and reset. No score, minute number 22 at Starfire. We're glad you're with us there, Nathan Murphy and Aaron Heinzen. As the long ball tries to pick out Estrada. Nice header back. Chance into the box for Kiffey. Shot off the fingertips. No touch, says the referee. I thought that went off the tips of the goalkeeper.
No, it looks like it just went wide. There's David Estrada, though. We saw him working on the right in the first part of the first half. Now he's out here on the left, taking on O'Neal Fisher. He didn't like what Jimmy Ockford had to give him, but it's an excellent read, excellent ball by Estrada. And Jimmy just guns right in there, right into the space that he takes him to. Wonderful header, and a good opportunity for them. The best one we've seen yet for Sacramento.
Kiffey just pushing that wide, and certainly the best chance, as you said, for either club so far. Sacramento with numbers again. Estrada on the left wing. He's played a couple of different spots already here tonight. Now he's acting as kind of the attacking winger on the left side. And they'll reset. Kiffey dropping it back. Mirkovic into the middle.
Jimmy Kiffey, you can sure see him as a left back playing so high. And that's the kind of relationship that he's got with his forwards. It's an excellent run for him. He timed it perfectly. Estrada, wonderful ball into that space that was formerly occupied by Fisher. And a great shot from Kiffey.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the new model for the cornerbacks. Playing up high, bombing forward, trying to find that offensive spark. It's something that's kind of new in the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously, DeAndre Yedlin, one of the guys that people point to in that mold. And the only one of the 5 Sounders homegrown player contracts, DeAndre Yedlin, who's not here today. Nice ball forward for Fisher, bombing forward from his right back spot. A little bit of a hold there, and taking the ball away is Foran. Good defending.
Yeah, Fisher trying to return the favor. It's, you know, something that outside backs have to do. It's kind of been one of their jobs for a long time, and Fisher knew he needed to start putting some pressure there on Sacramento. It was a good run from him.
And good work after he lost the ball as well to keep the pressure on up top. Stepping over it is Estrada, lets it go out for a throw in. Minute number 25. No score at Tukwila. Seattle Sounders 2 in their very first match as a member of the United Soccer League. Certainly not looking like they're going to have problems belonging at this level, but Sacramento maybe having a little bit better this one so far. Nice run from Craven, but it was just a little bit short, and able to send it away was Foran.
Great tackle by Foran.
It's a difficult play over the shoulder there as the ball's coming toward him to play it away with his foot outstretched.
Well, the pace picking up in the game. Players starting to get more comfortable. People feeling a little more relaxed now in the flow of the game, and we're starting to see the results.
The quality of play certainly improving. The quality of these touches just keeps getting better as some contact in the middle of the field, and the foul's going to go against Pablo Rossi, who doesn't like the call, but he did kind of run over even Mirkovic there.
Yeah, it just catches him a little late.
Yep.
Here. Yeah, we're going to see Rossi.
Oh, yeah.
Just catches him a little late there. Outstretched foot.
Sacramento goes slowly. Estrada, nice touch over his head. Well played away by Fisher. Sacramento take it back right away, however. Guzman has it taken away. Neither team able to keep possession for a long stretch of time right now, as McLean will send it back into the attacking third for Sacramento, but it'll go out for a throw-in. Mansarai makes a run back. Wanted the ball a little bit. Why didn't you throw it there, was the expression on his face. Now he'll get it. Sent forward for Craven. Now a long ball played by the captain, Sagnon. Kovar was running there, but he couldn't get to it in time, and instead Braun will pick it up. Nice job to take it away. And Frano hands it for Monserrat, and he earns the throw in. That's a couple of nice touches in a row from Seattle.
Yeah, it's good cleanup by Frano, just securing the ball down. Maybe he wanted it back quicker from Monserrat, but Sounders definitely equal to the task of the physical Sacramento team. Both teams playing hard. It's good to see.
USLsoccer.com, SoundersFC.com. We're glad you're with us. Nathan Murphy and Aaron Heinzen from Starfire Sports Complex. Nice ball for Kovar. He's onside. Chance to cross it, stepping in toward goal, and instead it'll be sent away by Four, and the cross not high enough. Instead, it'll be headed in. Played away again. A shot attempt for Monserrat. And it's up over the top.
That was a great ball to the far side of Kovar. Makes a nice run to the end. Puts the cross in. It was just Craven, though, at the far post for Seattle. Not a lot of opportunities, and Sacramento did a great job. Everybody dropping back and able to clear that out.
That ball would have had to be 3 or 4 feet higher to get all the way to Craven, and instead Forward was able to play away. Monserrat had a nice shot from distance, but he couldn't keep it down. Now a chance to make a tackle, and he allows Fisher to win the ball. Sanyang drops it back, a little bit of a heavy touch. Lucky to keep it there. And down goes a Sounder and a free kick awarded. I think Mirkovic committed the foul there. And the ball sent long for Kovar, too far, and it'll go over the goal line.
That was a good early run again from Kovar. Good recognition from the Sounders.
Couple of men.
Referee blows the whistle. Play stops for just a second or two. They try and break in behind them, a team that's fallen asleep.
There's certainly no obligation to wait for a ceremonial restart outside of the part of the field where they'll set the wall or anything like that. So tried to catch him quick, and a nice run from Kovar, just a little bit too far for him. Monserrat has shown that kind of ingenious run as well so far tonight. Sounders certainly no shortage of creative attacking play so far, as the foul will go this time against Seattle.
I just saw something at the back there, I think from the captain. A little foul.
Minute number 29 here at Starfire. We're still scoreless, as Monserrat will hand this back for Lyon, who will clear it up and out of play near the touchline. Up onto the roof.
Gets a nice cheer from the crowd. Everybody likes that.
That'll roll down out behind us here. And Kiffey will take a new ball and put it in play. Sacramento a little bit more of the possession in the first 15 minutes, but it's evened out here in the last 15 as we approach the 1/3 point of the match. No score, a couple of opportunities for Sacramento, but some careful play from both teams as a ball into the box a little bit too far, and unable to get there is Octavio Guzman. It goes out for a throw-in, or a goal kick rather.
No, that's Joaquin Rivas. Once again, just picking it up. Plays it just a little bit too hard. Excellent work, though, from Justin Braun coming inside in the midfield from the forward position, picking it up and going right at the defense.
And once again,
seen that a couple times from him.
Once again, lurking is David Estrada. And he's just popped up a couple of times in places where people weren't looking for him. And it's difficult for a defense to deal with. If we can't see it, it's much harder for them. So something to keep an eye on for Sacramento. Advantage played by the referee. Sacramento has numbers moving forward. Estrada turns it back, and it'll be taken away nicely by the captain, Sanyang. Sacramento takes it back, but sent away. Monserrat can't keep it. Bouncing back and forth a little bit here. Nice ball looking for Braun, and it'll roll out a play for a Seattle throw.
How's Seattle feeling? Just a little bit of the pressure right now from Sacramento.
They've had
a few loose passes, a few bad touches. Sacramento able to keep them pinned in their own half right now.
They've had a couple of phases like that. Haven't kept it up for more than a few minutes at a time, but they have been the more dangerous team as a result. Headers fly back and forth over the center line. And Andy Craven is offside. It's rare to see an offside whistle this far up the field near the midway line, but Sacramento only has a couple men in their own half. And Craven lost track of that. Near side AR is Mike Rottersman. I apologize. That's Joshua Hames, Mike Roddersman on the bench side. The man with the armband for Sacramento, Justin Braun, tries to send a pass over onto the right, and instead he sends it right into the Seattle bench. A little bit more sloppy here in the last few minutes, Aaron.
Yeah, players are just still trying to get their passes right. Obviously, we haven't seen a lot from Seattle in the last few minutes getting forward. They've been kind of pinned back a little bit, but it's the beginning of a new season.
Such is the way of things at the beginning of the year. Nice ball by Craven, has Rossi running through. I think it's a little too far. He gets a touch on it as McLean cleared it right into Rossi's chest.
It's Giuliano Frano from the Sounders from midfield.
It's 45?
Yep.
45, I apologize.
Oh, it's a great play from him. Little combination from Craven. We could take a look at it here. There's Frano just getting the leap. Looks like it hit off his hand as well. But
45.
Excellent bravery from him.
I apologize to fans of both men everywhere. Goal kick for Sacramento. You'll note that with a brand new team and not a whole lot of chance to learn the names, or I anyway, am getting used to that as well. So it's not just the men on the field, but the man in the booth as well. Nathan Murphy, I'll take credit for that. Aaron Hines in as well. We're glad you're with us. 33rd minute here at Starfire. No score as we come up on the final 10 minutes of the first half. Estrada earns a throw in. Sacramento moving men up. Nobody in their own half except the goalkeeper right now. Moving back is Braun. And all the way back to McLean. He sends it very long this time, trying to pick out Gonzalez. Instead, it bounces back into the midfield. Rossi can't chase it down. Kovar, however, does win it. And a long ball for Craven off his chest. Nice touch, trying to turn, but getting back and managing to take it away. That was nice work from Mickey Daly. Braun on the left. Fisher defending, back into the middle. Now it's Kiffey. Nice ball for Braun in the corner. And it'll be a Seattle throw-in. Sacramento thought that took a touch off of number 31, Damian Lowe.
That's good work again from Braun. Just making those darting little runs in behind the Seattle defense.
Good interplay
with
with
things with the midfield. Absolutely.
Yep.
Going back to the Cravens effort, though, earlier he had so much to do. Great first touch, but two defenders right on him. Tough to get out of a spot like that.
He brought it down very well off his chest and had a nice touch, but coming through to take it away was Daly from the backside. And he couldn't even see him coming. Couple of contentious throw-in decisions in a row here on the near touchline.
Yeah, again, people just not able to secure the ball and gets kind of knocked around. Sounders still looking to really kind of connect together as a team.
Certainly the inability to possess the ball in the midfield has been the one thing that you would point out as what you would hope they would improve, but that's exactly the thing that we were talking about off the open, that would be the most difficult for them to be able to do. So certainly work to be done, but that's what you'd expect in a first match, and no glaring weaknesses early on. Nice job by the captain. Kovar darts into the middle, goes down, earns the free kick in the circle. Nice bit of pace from Kovar.
Yeah, it was a great run from Kovar. We saw him just a second ago apply a lot of pressure on Sacramento's back line too. That's the kind of thing that Seattle need to continue to do. There's Kovar just darting in between two, gets caught. That's good effort from Aaron Kovar.
Nice little 1-2 for Frano, but he couldn't keep a hold of it. Now we'll send it back. Chasing it down on the far side is Jimmy Ockford. Trying to pick out Kovar on the left wing. Sliding tackle in the middle by Remick. And Kovar can't quite get to that one. It'll go high in the air for Estrada. And fall back to Sacramento again. Estrada, a little bit of a loose touch, and Seattle will take it away. Monserrat goes through a couple men, can't get through the third one.
Yeah, it's a lot to do for Monserrat. Nice work making the interception, but just fell into a whole pile of players, couldn't get out of it.
And it's not like he had a chance to stop and change direction either. He was still trying to slow down. Nice touch for Braun. Chance to shoot from 20, and it's blocked away very nicely. Just out to the reach of Kovar. He had space in front of him.
It was a great idea by Pablo Rossi. Just turns, sees Kovar to his left, plays it just a little bit too hard, but you could see the combination that Estrada and Braun have right now already developed. But that's kind of what Estrada brings. He's a real quality player. You can see just coming off the line, playing that right to Braun. It's a good hit from Braun, a nice block by Seattle.
Braun's showing, though, why he had so much success in MLS back 4 or 5 years ago, because he's worked well with Estrada. He's interplayed well with I just mangled that name, with Kiffy, rather. And he's just managed to create opportunities both for himself and for the guys playing on either side of it. 38th minute of play in the first half here at Starfire. Still no score. A couple of opportunities and some pressure applied by Sacramento. Seattle has had a couple of long balls, none of which have played out yet, as Fisher makes a nice run up the right wing from his right back position, drops it back for Mansoura. Into the middle for Sanyang. And I think that Rossi got hit in the face by a loose arm. He certainly was grabbing up near his face, but it's hard for us to have seen what happened. Sacramento will reset around the back. Kiffy on the ball. And they'll switch the field.
Seattle with a good chance, sorry Nathan, to put Sacramento on the back foot a little bit now.
Nice header, trying to send it for Mansoura, and now he's got a chance to win the ball on the wing. Turns and sends it in for Craven, who gets it off the back of his head, but nobody's there.
That was an excellent ball by Craven. Had to stretch everything for that. Takes it right off his head, takes the bounce out of it. I think he was looking for a run for Pablo Rossi. Just didn't happen.
And he puts the ball in a very dangerous place. Unfortunately, nobody in Rave Green was there to take it. Remick sends it forward, trying to pick somebody out. Could have been Kovar, could have been Rossi. Instead, it goes all the way through for McLean. A lot of space allowed here by Seattle. And Braun has a touch. Now it comes this side for Rivas. Has Kiffy out on the left wing. Chance to cross it. He'll take it. Punched away. And the rebound is sent high over the top by Gabe Gonzalez. And
it's another great cross from Kiffy. Take another look at it here. Just flying down that left-hand side again. Lots of power to it this time. Lyon reads it well, gets a bit of a clearance, doesn't beat out the 18, but it was good bravery there from Charlie Lyon.
I think he would have wanted to put that a little bit further than he did, but happily for Seattle, the rebound was sent way up into the Tukwila Knight. Goal kick taken. Braun ends up on the ball. Bounces out of play. And Braun has a throw in. Estrada will play it back. Kiffy's way back in his position for once. Hasn't spent a whole lot of time back there thus far tonight.
Oh, it's a great tackle from O'Neal Fisher there. Just finds Pablo Rossi on the right-hand side. Rossi plays it first time. Kovar can't quite get there on the far post, and neither can Craven, but fantastic defensive work from Fisher.
I apologize, having some audio issues here. I think we're all set. As the ball will find its way back to Fisher, we're in the 41st minute of the first half of the first match for Seattle Sounders 2 here at Starfire. We're glad you decided to join us to take in this historic occasion in Tukwila. And is he offside? Yes, he is. Just a step too early for Andy Craven, and I think the correct call.
Well, that's the kind of interplay that Sounders haven't quite been able to put together tonight in the midfield. That's excellent work between the three, and Craven's run just a little bit offsides this time, but that's the kind of thing that Seattle are going to need to put more of together to get past this Republic side. But excellent work from Seattle midfield.
Good job by Craven to set himself up, and he couldn't quite time it right. He was a little bit early. Sacramento breathes a sigh of relief, and McLean sends this one up trying to pick someone out on the right. Trying to win the header is Guzman. And Estrada comes flying through out of nowhere to win the ball. Nice touch from Mansaray, and here's Fisher with a chance to run. Takes an early cross, nobody there. Just a little bit too far. Kovar trying to track it down, and he'll get there. Nicely done to keep it in play. Trying to work past a man, gets across. Craven gets ahead to it, just outside the post.
It's good to see some positive activity from the Sounders this time. Again, Fisher with the cross. Again, just a little bit too far ahead of the Sounders attack, but Kovar picks it up on the left-hand side. Good work to put it back through.
And very nicely done by Kovar, working against Mickey Daly over there on the left side to get a cross off, and a very dangerous one.
I don't think the header was ever going to beat McLean, but good effort nonetheless from Seattle.
A whistle in the midfield, and the foul is going to go against, I think Frano's the man who was up on top there. Sacramento pushes forward. Only about 2.5 minutes left in the 45. Probably not a lot of stoppage time, seeing as very little has happened that has slowed the game down. Ball finally taken down by Gonzalez on the right wing. Nice drop pass for Estrada. Has a chance to cross, but it goes over everybody, and Fisher's able to send it away. Kiffey takes it, steps into space. A lot of space. Fisher finally steps up, goes through his legs. Lyon's going to come out, and he's going to be able to clean that one up.
Well, you can see Kiffey bringing it down the left-hand side. He gets his head up at least twice. You know he's waiting for a Sacramento run in the box there. Never accumulated. And he tried to use Braun, give and go. Didn't work out. Again, he's dangerous on that left-hand side, James Kiffey.
He's done a lot, that's for sure. And that one almost picked up by Rivas, and we've got a foul is going to go against Rivas, I believe. As down on the ground is Fisher, and hopefully O'Neal Fisher's not hurt too badly. We'll take a look at the collision here.
And here's Fisher darting in, just gets to it first. Yeah, ooh. Rivas catches him, no question. He's just going to get a warning, and I think the next time we see him involved in something like that, it'll probably be a yellow card.
Looking at the replay, I think he's lucky not to have gotten one now. The foot was certainly in late. And luckily for Seattle, Fisher's back up on his feet. Looks like he's going to be all right. The free kick is brought down by Mansaray. That's good work, but he can't make the pass. Rossi wins it back. And Braun with a loose touch, can't keep it. We're into the 45th minute. We haven't seen any indication as far as extra, or as added time rather, as that one goes out of play on the touchline. We're assuming no time or maybe a minute here, so we're counting down probably the final 30 seconds of the first half. No score here at Starfire, but an entertaining half. The chances for both teams. Seattle looking more dangerous in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's good to see Seattle's offense get a little more cohesive, put a little more pressure on Sacramento. Sacramento's had some good chances, but nothing that's really troubled Charlie Lyon, excuse me, yet. I mean, there's one shot from Kiffey that went wide under the side of the net, but other than that, he hasn't needed to make any huge saves. He had that one punch out.
Probably the most dangerous balls of the night. The shot into the side netting, as you mentioned, by Kiffey, and the ball in the first couple minutes that skittered right across the front of goal that Kiffey couldn't quite get his head on. And as we said, no added time. So that's the end of the first half at Starfire. No score between Seattle Sounders FC 2 and Sacramento Republic FC. No scoring to report here in the first half. No cautions, no red cards. Really no loggable activity except for the one corner for Seattle, Aaron. But certainly that didn't mean it was a boring half of football.
Oh, not at all. It was excellent. Like we said, the atmosphere here was great. There was chances for both teams. Maybe not as dangerous chances that we might have expected, but certainly some work on both ends for the teams, and got some excellent movement. It's good to see the Seattle Sounders kind of start to put things together offensively there in the second, or towards the end of the first half, and Sacramento looked like a solid side. So got an exciting second half ahead of us.
We'll go to break, talk about adjustments. You're watching Seattle Sounders S2 Soccer on SoundersFC.com.
Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And now the nominations for Best Flip. this pancake, this dog, this dolphin, and Obafemi Martins. And the winner is Obafemi Martins.
Thank you guys.
He's flipping out right now.
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com. Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And the award for Best Defense goes to Chad Marshall.
Thanks, Ross. But I got to give this to Lamar, because the best defense is a good offense.
Thanks, Chad. But actually, the best offense is a good defense, so I got to give this to Leo.
Thanks, Lamar. Bye.
Leo.
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com. Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And now the award for Best Hands goes to... Oh, can't get this stupid thing open. Oh, let me help you. Hi.
I'm good with my hands.
Okay. Stefan Fry. That's you. You've won.
Thank you.
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com. Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And the award for Best Pressure by Marco Papa on the LA Galaxy goalkeeper that forced a Marco Papa turnover, which led to a goal in the 95th minute by Marco Papa to win the 2014 Supporters' Shield. The Scarfy goes to Marco Papa.
Thank you. I'm so surprised.
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com. Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And the award for Best Run goes to Brad Evans. Oh, sorry, Brad. Looks like you're offside. I'm going to have to take that back. Boo! Boo!
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com. Welcome back to the first annual Scarfy Awards.
And the award for Best Worst Dramatic Performance goes to this Timber. Bunch of flopping, tree-hugging.
Sounders FC, award yourself the full 90. Attend the show, soundersfc.com.
Welcome back to Starfire, Seattle Sounders FC2 Soccer on USLsoccer.com and on SoundersFC.com. Welcome back, Nathan Murphy, Aaron Hines, and we're goalless here at halftime between Sounders 2 and Sacramento Republic FC. Aaron, what do the Sounders have to do to try and break through?
Well, I think they need to get a little more control of the midfield, maybe connect a few more passes with each other. They've definitely tested Sacramento in the back with a few long balls over the top. I like the quick long balls right after fouls. Those are the kinds of things making Sacramento defense think about. But maybe connect a little more on the inside of the midfield, get Kovar involved. And if they have a chance, if you get down the wings, wait for a little bit for players to get more in the box, maybe a couple more opportunities in there. But other than that, pretty solid game so far for Seattle.
Composure's been very important at the back for Sounders thus far. What do you think of the performance on defense?
Yeah, I think they've done nicely, especially inside. Estrada's given them a hard time on the outside, able to control the ball, keep it for their team. He's worked really, really well with Kiffy. He's gotten some nice crosses in, but so far, neither team's really grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck yet, and I think that's what we're going to see in the second half.
Certainly some discomposed play for long stretches of time by both teams there during the first half. Some periods where the ball bounced back and forth within 10 yards of the halfway line on either side. Sounders maybe hoping to find some more possession and string it together a little bit. Who's key for Seattle in the second half?
Well, I think a big thing is Craven, I think, is probably one of the big ones. He's got to get involved a little bit more in the game. He's got a lot of work up there with the back four, but get a little more to his feet. He's had a lot of balls in the air. Maybe get him a little more active, a little more connection between him and Rossi would be nice to see.
On the Sacramento side of things, we talked a lot during the first period about the play of Justin Braun. He's had a lot of impact on this game.
Absolutely. Braun working well. Estrada, again, getting the ball on the outside, holding it up. Seen those crosses from Kiffy. It's a little bit more composed and a little bit more organized from Sacramento, but again, you'd expect that. First game of the season for them this year. First game in their franchise history for the Seattle Sounders too, so there's going to be a little bit of miscommunication and some passes that don't go right, but so far both teams look solid and the energy's there. Can expect a lot more in the second half.
You can see the flashes of team quality from Sacramento that led them to the championship last year. You can also see the flashes of individual skill that you would expect out of Sounders too. You've seen some moments from Rossi. You've seen some moments from Mansarai. A really nice touch from Craven in the box in the first half. Seattle certainly is going to have the opportunity to do some spectacular things this year on offense.
Fantastic. Yeah, Mansarai is definitely getting more and more involved. Maybe waiting a little too long on some of his touches, but he's shown some individual skill and he definitely shown his speed. On the other side, Aaron Kovar, he's getting down the left side a little bit more. They're going to look to open him up, I'm sure, as well. And Amadou Sanyang just taking a little more time, getting a little more control in the midfield there, keeping the ball for Seattle, letting them start to dictate the pace to Sacramento. I think they had them a little bit under pressure there in the middle of the first half. But so far, I think Ezra Hendrickson has to be pretty pleased with how his team's done.
Certainly a good performance on defense from them in the first half. Did not allow a very dangerous Sacramento team to break through and find a goal. Charlie Lyon not really tested. Not a lot to say about his performance thus far. Neither for McLean on the other end. Goalkeeper's been quiet.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Charlie Lyon for him, maybe distribution a little bit better. A couple of his goal kicks gone out of bounds a couple of times, but so far had a pretty solid performance. He had a couple reaction saves, just getting out there, punching the ball away. He's done well so far, but not a ton for him to do, like you said.
The two chances that we thought were the most dangerous both belonged to Sacramento. Very early on, we had the ball fly across the face of goal on a very nice cross, and not quite able to get his head up on it was Kiffy. James Kiffy also involved in the other chance, the shot right into the side netting. He's clearly an impact player for Sacramento.
Yeah, Kiffy's done well getting down the left-hand side, working on O'Neal Fisher, and that happens when Estrada also gets out there, out onto the wing, isolates Fisher, uses Kiffy as the second guy. Kiffy's breaking into that space, and his shot was probably been the most dangerous part of the game. That cross to Braun, just a little bit high over his head. He wasn't able to get to it, but excellent effort from James Kiffey.
He and Braun and David Estrada seem to work very well together up top. And Estrada, if there's a word for his play tonight, it's been sneaky. He just pops up all over the place.
Yeah, and that's what he does. That's what Estrada's supposed to do as a forward. He finds those little gaps, kind of pulls the back line apart, looking for little alleys for the midfield and players like in the back like James Kiffey to run through, and he's done an excellent job so far. And hopefully Seattle will be able to contain him in the second half for their side.
Interesting contrast in the attacking styles between the two teams. It's a very quick touch, team-oriented approach for Sacramento in the final third, as we mentioned, with Braun and with Estrada and with Kiffey. The Seattle attack seems to revolve around trying to find the long ball, the through ball, and relying on the hold-up play of Craven. And he's been successful at that a couple of times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Craven's working hard. He's able to pick up the balls in the center of the midfield, but again, he isn't quite getting some of the service that Estrada and Braun have been having.
Right.
And again, that comes back to the control in the midfield. So it's excellent work from the Sounders. You could see the Republic are a little more fluid, and that'll be something they'll need to work on in the second half for Seattle. I'm sure Ezra Hendrickson will be talking about it. Just keeping the ball down. We saw little flickers of it towards the end of the first half where they had some good connection and able to get O'Neal Fisher down the right-hand side. Kovar, like I mentioned, on the left. Hopefully we'll see more of that in the second half.
Both of those names looked very dangerous in the last 10 minutes. Kovar had a couple nice runs, and Fisher in the last 5 minutes bombed down a couple of times. Certainly promising for Seattle. It's going to be interesting to see one thing about USL. 5 substitutions permitted per team, so some of the names coming off the bench could be interesting.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. We could be seeing, the likes of Aaron Long, or we could be seeing Darwin Jones. You never know. A lot of exciting options. Christian Roldan. Great options there for Seattle. So I'm sure Ezra Hendrickson will be making some adjustments.
We're almost ready to begin the second half. The teams are returning to the field here in Seattle. About 2.5 minutes left until we begin again as we look at some of the names on the bench. You mentioned Long and you mentioned Darwin Jones. Sam Garza also available, as well as Duncan McCormick. Names that Seattle fans are familiar with. A couple of Seattle Academy products. And a very interesting story in McCormick, son of former Sounder Dick McCormick. And he was one of the first signings of Sounders 2, and he chose this level of professional play over a commitment to Wake Forest.
Absolutely. I think he wanted to kind of follow in the footsteps of his dad, test himself as much as possible, and that's what the whole league's about, right? Young players coming up, can they break their way into the first team? Is there an opportunity for them somewhere else? So be exciting to see what they can bring in the second half.
We'll let you know any changes in the sides as we get them. Unfortunately, we don't get to see those, but we'll hope they'll hold a board up for us. And about a minute and a half left until we're ready to begin the second half here in Tukwila. Nathan Murphy, Aaron Hines, and we're glad you're with us. Aaron has played at this level. You played for several years as a defender with the Portland Timbers in the USL. What are you feeling, Aaron, on the first day of the year?
Oh, it's always exciting to get your feet. Great to see the fans out. All the chants. It's always an exciting time, and you work hard. You work over in the preseason, and now this is the time to shine. This is the time to do your job. So all the players were definitely feeling it in the first half. Everybody kind of had maybe a little bit of nerves here and there, and and they're not just playing at the same time, Nathan. They're not just playing to win the games, which is definitely a big part of it. They're also playing to get noticed by the first team, and that's also definitely in the mix. So these players have kind of two things in their mind, 2 goals. Sacramento in the same boat. Obviously, I'm sure some San Jose Earthquakes coaches will be watching this game as well. So, but the main thing, they're out there to win for their team, and there's no question they'll be bringing it.
That's certainly one of the realities of second division, lower division, minor league, whatever you want to call it, is the fact that guys are looking to advance and be promoted and find a job at the higher level, and not just win a game or win a championship at any level. An exciting opportunity for us. We've got the chance to welcome in Alan Hinton, Sounders broadcaster, former professional. Welcome aboard. Sounders 2, first night.
Well, this is quite amazing because historically all over the world, getting huge attendances for second team games is very tough. So this is quite amazing at Starfire, which is a magnificent facility. The Sounders fans are in force. It's not the easiest game in the world for you guys since there's no goals or a lot of opportunities, but the soccer is good, and Sacramento is a good team. By the way, Sacramento is coached by Preki, who played for me at the Tacoma Stars, who was quite a star player. He knows how to coach. But life is good, and it's great to be here tonight at Sounders Lunch. So I wish you guys good luck with the commentary, and I'll hand you back over now, okay? Good luck.
I appreciate that, Alan. Nice to chat with you. Hope you're enjoying the match, and we're underway here in half number 2. And we'll take the quick chance to remind you to become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and an interactive comment. That's facebook.com/USL Soccer.
Always great to hear from Alan Hinton.
A professional's professional.
Absolutely. And the fact that he coached Preki too just shows you what a veteran he is around American soccer.
Preki himself has coached and played in a number of very cool situations. He was the coach of the year in MLS back in 2007 with Chivas USA, also coached with Toronto FC, and played with Kansas City and with Miami in the league, and won the Golden Boot twice. It's quite a career for Preki Radosavljevic. Charlie Lyon with the early clearance. Just underway here in the second half. Sacramento trying to take an early strike here in the second half. They've had the possession of the ball since we got underway. It's been about a minute and a half. They haven't given it up yet. And just like that, Andy Craven takes it away. Nice touch trying to pick out the running Remick. Gets ahead to it. Has a chance to do something. Tracking back very nicely and able to send it away. I think that was foreign. And a long run for him to get there and take that ball away.
That's a great run from Remick. Something a little different from Seattle. Just comes bursting forward, uses his momentum, and almost gets all the way through. Would have been a spectacular goal to start things off tonight.
Very nice run out of the midfielder. And certainly the kind of positive forward play that Ezra Hendrickson wants to see from his guys. Emerald City supporters off to our left, making it hard to hear what's in my headset. Give them credit for that. And we love to hear the wonderful atmosphere that ECS and Gorilla and all of the supporters groups, East Side, bring to the first team. And it's great to hear them bringing it here to S2. And it just makes this an absolutely thrilling place to be as we play here in the 48th minute.
Just to point out real quick, Nathan, no changes so far for either team.
Thank you. Good to know.
Just going to go with what they have on the field right now, which I think makes sense. Both teams are still need a little time to run in together.
Foul given against the captain, Sanyang, there as he kind of came in with his foot upraised and the ball was already gone. It's worth noting, as we mentioned, 5 substitutions per team, so it's a little bit different dynamic than it is at the first team level at the MLS or other professional divisions. So about half of your outfield players are able to change if you so desire. And so a little bit different thing as far as being able to see some different faces, get some different people some minutes, or bring in fresh legs as you push into the 60th and 70th minute.
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing is to get players' looks out on the field. You're not just stuck with 3. You got 5. It's a good opportunity for everyone. I think it's a nice rule the USL's implemented.
Ezra Hendrickson, head coach, and GM Andrew Opakowicz certainly looking to see what they can get out of their side here on opening night. They've had 6 preseason games. They went 4-1-1 in those. The only loss coming on a rainy night, 4-3 to the Whitecaps 2, who will come down here next Sunday night. Long ball looking for Craven. I think he's onside. Tries to win the ball, working there against Daly. Has a shot into the goal! Andy Craven with the first strike for Sounders 2. Write it in the history books. Andy Craven in the 49th minute puts Sounders 2 on the board. It was a marvelous individual effort by the big forward to win the ball, and then to win the ball a second time and tap it. Look at that.
And he does ever so well. It's a great ball over the top from the back line. Just kind of nothing, and Craven just stays with it, able to wrestle Daly off of it and chips it in perfectly. Nice delicate touch from Andy Craven. He's worked hard, and now you can see the celebrations coming from the Emerald City supporters. Excellent goal. First goal ever in the franchise history. Exciting to see it.
Write it down, folks. The first goal for S2. Andy Craven in the 49th minute against Sacramento. And it was a marvelous individual effort to win the ball back from Mickey Daly, who had already taken it away from him. And even after the hard work, it was a perfect strike, and it had to be.
And it was Damian Lowe with that ball over the top. Just a simple ball. Craven been working hard all night.
He has been. He's been putting in a lot of work, and now he earns a free kick. Oh, he gives up a free kick. Clearly, I was not the only one who thought Babakar Jallow was going to point the other way.
I think he just saw the studs raised of Andy Craven trying to win that ball back and whistled before anything else.
Certainly a good idea to blow the whistle there before anything can blow up. 51st minute of the match. Sounders lead 1-0 on the goal by Craven. Give the assist to Damian Lowe. It was a perfect ball, and then a marvelous job by Craven to win it and to finish it from 15 yards away. Now Monserrat on the right side rather, and the throw-in will go to Seattle. Sacramento fans turn to be upset.
Now we'll see if Sacramento, Nathan, can respond. They had control of this game, I would have to say. If we talk about overall control, it's got to go to Sacramento, but Seattle responding first.
They certainly had the better of the play in the first half, and they controlled the ball for the first 3 minutes of the second half, but a great goal. I don't know if I would call it against the run of play, but certainly a good goal as we look at the foul down here. Easy call. Rivas just...
That is another one on Joaquin Rivas.
Blasting through.
He's only has so much more time.
Nice ball over the top. Remick trying to chase it down. Does it go out? Yes, it does. Kovar with that ball. That was a very nice touch.
And Seattle definitely, obviously spurred on by that goal, but they look a little more in control this time around in the second half. Ezra Hendrickson's got to be happy to see that.
They've certainly come out with some fire, and both teams have come out with a little bit of snarl that wasn't there in the first half.
Yeah, I think game stakes just picked up now that Seattle have a goal. Sacramento don't want to start their new season with a loss, but they're on the road to at the moment.
Down a goal on the road is always a tall order, and in front of these 3,700 loud, rave green-clad fans, it's not going to be any easier. The long ball from Lyon is too long, and it goes all the way through to McLean.
Well, I got a chance to speak with Ezra Hendrickson a couple days ago, and he said one of the hallmarks of a Preki team is they will be hard-working, and they will work to the very end. So he won't be surprised to see this pace pick up real quick here from Sacramento.
Certainly no lack of effort from either team through the first 53 minutes of this one. Nathan Murphy and Aaron Heinzen with you. We're glad to have you along from Starfire Sports Complex in Tequila. Has a nice win of the ball. That was Frano. And going all the way back through to Lyon, who will send it away. Sacramento wins it into the middle. This is Gonzalez. Now it falls back for Guzman. Sending it on the left, trying to pick out the man, but it was a little bit too far and taken away by Seattle. Monserrat steps into the midfield. Now he'll drop it back, and Remick will have a touch. Checking to the ball was Kovar. Instead, he tries to get it to Craven, and taken away. Sacramento with a chance. This is Braun towards the arc. Now Mirkovic, nice ball through for Estrada, and his shot just whistles wide of the post.
That's a great little run from Estrada. Just kind of running along the back line of Seattle. Mirkovic sees him, plays him. Estrada can't keep it directly right at the goal, but there he is on the turn, strikes it. And that could easily be straight at Lyon. He did well to cover it, but it's a great little run from David Estrada.
That's a very difficult touch, though. He had to turn his body 90 degrees from direction of motion to try and put that on goal. And as you could see, as it skittered away to the right, he wasn't quite able to get all the way around it.
No, it's something a forward like David Estrada practices day in and day out. It's an excellent little run, though.
A touch he'll want back if the scoreline holds. 1-0 Seattle, 55th minute. Andy Craven, your goal scorer. First one in club history, and it was a beauty. A little bit of confusion through the midfield, but Sacramento keeps it. Nice touch from Gonzalez. Kiffey sends it through. And it'll be cleared high into the air. Craven to try and win it. Every Seattle Sounder, if in their own half, as 2 men go down, it looks like they knocked heads. And Sacramento will send it out of play. Andy Craven went up. I can't see who he was competing with.
And it looks like it's Darren Foran.
And we'll take a look at this one here. I think they just knocked heads.
And it is. You can see both of them just coming together. It's always difficult to see that game when you have a collision.
That is Derek Foran. Both players are up, which is good. They will both leave the field for the time being. And the training staff will take a look at both of those men. Both teams will play with 10 for hopefully a brief period of time.
And it looks like they're both set to come back on.
Good.
As soon as the play starts, referee waves them back on.
Always a little scary with the head contact there, but it looks like both men will be all right. And that's good to see. Sounders play it back to Sacramento, who had the ball before the contact. And Craven loses his balance trying to chase that one down. There's your effort.
You can see the speed he's got, though. He's a little bit frustrated with himself. Thought he had him.
There's some good pace out there for both sides right now. Mansaray showed a little bit of it. Kovar showed some in the first half. Sacramento plays it all the way back. Patrick McLean out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the goalkeeper. Now it comes through for Gonzalez. And Rivas with a touch, looking for Braun, but he can't settle it. And it'll be cleared away. Kovar isn't quite going to be able to get there. Just bounced a little bit too high for him.
That's a nice clearance, too, right in the path of Kovar. Like he said, Nathan just couldn't get a hold of it. Good building play, though, from Sacramento. Just that final touch from Braun.
They look dangerous, as they have all night long. Certainly they look like a side that could strike at any moment. So Sounders in the lead, but they shouldn't be settled on it. One goal likely not going to be enough tonight, as a foul goes against Seattle on the far side.
And it looks like it's going to be on Rossi again. Just tangles feet with him.
Nothing as far as intent, for sure. No cautions in this game. We had the one play of Rivas we thought that might be close, but there wasn't a whole lot. And no disciplinary action thus far from Babacar Jallo, the referee. Gonzalez plays it onto the far side. This is Kiffey with the run. Breaking into the area near the goal line, cuts it back, keeps it in play, and it skitters across. And that's going to be sent out for a corner.
And this starts with the ball from Guzman. It's excellent diagonal over on the far left side, and it's Kiffey again. And this time we see something new from him, Nathan. He's about to strike it across. The Sounders defense thinks that's what's going to happen. He cuts it back. It's a dangerous ball in the far post. Sounders able to deal with it.
Corner taken by Guzman. About 8 yards from goal, and Sounders will be able to clear it away. Craven has some space in front of him. That's a nice ball. Overtaking him from behind is Braun. Took him down from behind, and that's got to at least be consideration for a tactical foul. And out comes the yellow card, and it's going to be shown here to Justin Braun.
Yeah, this is an interesting call. I kind of want to see it again. Craven's going to cut in front of him, and I honestly think, Nathan, there's not a lot there. Personally, Braun just comes up alongside of him, gets a hand on him, but there's no real push. There isn't a huge amount of contact. Craven goes down.
Well, it's an interesting spot because it's hard to have a foul there that's not tactical. So it's one of those things where if it's a borderline foul, your choice is nothing or a yellow card. There's not a lot of in between. It's a difficult decision for the referee.
Yeah, I think, I think maybe he calls it a foul. Fair enough. I'm not sure the yellow card's warranted, to be fair, but nonetheless, they've got one. It's another great run from Andy Craven. Braun does well to work his way all the way back. I just think the contact was pretty minimal to warrant a yellow card.
It certainly looked heavier live to me than it did on the replay. I'll give him that. But regardless, in the 59th minute, Brown goes into the book for the tactical foul. Rossi over the free kick. Takes the in-swinger. It's heavy, and it skips off the turf and safely into the arms of Patrick McLean. That's a nice free kick from Rossi.
And we've been hearing about what Rossi can do on the free kicks. It's got power, great direction, and Craven almost got to it as well.
That's a difficult location to make the save as well. Takes that short hop. And if it doesn't get into the goal on its own, those kinds of balls can often lead to a rebound. Goalkeepers struggle to control it coming back up at them off the turf.
It can also deflect off somebody on its way in. It was a great strike by Rossi. Well handled, though, by the keeper, Patrick McLean.
Well, the hype is certainly not for nothing on the Argentine. Remick gives it for Kovar. Cuts off his run. Now Craven in the middle. Back heel. Kovar can't have the touch. A marvelous, marvelous play by Rossi.
Kovar's done ever so well. Just a little back play, back heel. Or excuse me, Craven.
Yep.
Finds Kovar. Great run from him. Just his first touch maybe lets him down a little bit. Let's take a look here. He plays it inside. There's Craven. Reads the run. Takes both defenders with him. And his first touch from Kovar gets tangled up a little bit with number 23, Emra Clemente.
That's a tough spot as we have a man down over here. And I think, is this Mansarai?
Looks like it is Mansarai.
Nope. This is the captain, number 30.
Oh, you're right.
Amadou Sagna. 30 and 80 look really similar from this far away. Do you know that? I didn't see, we were looking at the replay. I didn't see what caused him to go down. Hopefully he's going to be all right.
Well, these are the kind of connections that the Sounders, Ezra Hendrickson was hoping they'd be making. And they're really starting to form a relationship so far throughout this game. It's been nice to see.
The further we go along here, the more dangerous Kovar looks over here on this left wing. And Aaron has just made a number of really nice runs. He's shown pace, and he's shown some ingenuity as well. McLean's clearance near the sideline, and that will bounce out of play for a Seattle throw-in. And the referee waves back on the Sounders captain. No? I thought I saw him wave. In any case, it looks as though Sanyang is up and healthy, so that's good. Craven unable to win the ball after the throw-in. Sacramento will push it forward a little bit. Kiffey, the left back, been very involved in the attack for Sacramento. Into the center for Gonzalez. This is the captain, Justin Braun, sitting on that yellow card in the 59th minute. Gets it back, nice ball. Braun has some space. Tries to work toward the corner, and it's taken away. That's a nice defensive effort back there. Jimmy Ockford standing tall.
That was quite the effort from Giuliano Frano. I thought maybe Braun was going to go down after that tackle. Doesn't get the ball there, but it's a great run again from Braun, picking it up in the midfield and going again at Seattle's back line.
Frano is very lucky. I will agree with that, and it was right on the edge of the penalty area. That would have been an interesting decision, to say the least. Instead, we play on. That'll be deflected out for a corner. Second of the match for Sacramento. And now substitution, the first one of the match. And Sanyang is going to leave the game after going down, and he's replaced by number 7, Christian Roldan. It's his first appearance for S2, obviously, coming on in the first match. Saw a little bit of time in the senior match the other day. Picked up a yellow card at the end.
Yeah, he's had 2 appearances now for Seattle, just right at the very end. But good to get a look at him. He's an exciting young player. Played at the University of Washington. Showed what we can do around in the Seattle area for the last couple of years. Fantastic talent.
Third corner for Sacramento. This one finds its way back. And now another cross. Skying up in the air to try and get it was Foreign. And a shot from distance. Justin Braun. Oh my word, what a shot. The rebound came all the way out, and above the penalty arc, Justin Braun unleashed a rocket that skipped its way past Charlie Lyon, and we're level in Tequila.
I think if there was going to be a guy that levels it for Sacramento, it was going to be Justin Braun. He's put in quite a shift today. Take another look at this goal here. The cross coming in. A lot of collisions. Seattle can't quite clear it. Braun steps in, takes it right off the bounce. It's an excellent shot. I don't think Charlie Lyon had much of a chance here. Here's a good look at it. He gets all the power on it and everything he needs.
And a yellow card is in the referee's hand now. I'm not sure what this is for.
Number 7, Christian Roldan.
And it seems as though Derek Foran is being sent from the field. I'm not entirely certain why. We were looking at the replay. I'm not sure if he was shown the yellow card or what the situation is here. Maybe he's left for blood, I believe.
Yeah, there was a collision happen just before the goal.
Yeah.
There's going to be no assist on that goal. That was an excellent strike by Justin Braun.
2 goals in this match, and they've both been absolutely marvelous. That ball stays in play, and Remick earns a throw-in off the foot of Estrada. We've been talking about Braun the entire match and how dangerous he's been. He's been involved in so much of the offensive play for Sacramento, and that's just a marvelously skilled shot to level the score for the Republic. Frano. Now Fisher. Sounders playing a little bit of catch at the back. It comes back for Rockford. Couple of nice touches from Kovar, and we'll go back once again. Frano. And a Seattle throw. I thought that might have gone out. Instead, Seattle will have it right in front of their bench. We're in the 66th, now the 67th minute here at Starfire, and a marvelous contest thus far. A really entertaining second half here in 20 minutes or so. We've had 2 goals and a couple other chances. It's been a thoroughly entertaining match, and the foul's going to go against Dylan Remick, and he is not happy.
The second half's definitely brought more of the promise, like you said, Nathan. First half was the setup. Second half has been the results. Now take a look at this play here again. Just a little bit of a push maybe from Remick. It's the foul there for Sacramento. We've seen him a lot more this half too, getting up the left-hand side for Seattle. Been very positive.
It's good to see from the young man. Dylan Remick, 23 years old, drafted in the 2013 Super Draft, and has made 14 appearances with the Sounders first team.
That seems a shame to be mentioning Justin Braun and all the effort he's put in tonight without mentioning David Estrada. Yeah. Just saw another run from him trying to get in behind the Seattle back lines. Definitely put in a lot of work tonight so far for Sacramento.
He's been very effective, at least in drawing the attention of the Seattle defenders, if nothing else, and that opens up a lot more space for the likes of Braun and Kiffey to work. Long ball looking for Craven. It'll skip through, and it took a touch off of a defender for a Seattle corner. That's their second of the match? Third of the match, that's right. Five green shirts in the box, couple more lurking just outside. Rossi and Mansarai will make the late runs in. High in the air it goes over everybody. And out for a goal kick. That's a tough ball to bring down.
Yeah, I think Aaron Kovar, you can see him raise his hand in an apology for that. He knows it. Just way too much time for the defense to get out and put a challenge on that one.
Not the ball he meant to play, but no harm done. Sacramento turns the other way. This is close, and Estrada's offside. It certainly looked that way from where I was, but I looked up a little late, admittedly, and we'll have another substitution. Looks like leaving the field is going to be Aaron Kovar. He's been very effective in the last 15 minutes. And now we'll see the first appearance of Sam Garza on the S2 side. Louisville, Texas native, 25 years old, played at UC Santa Barbara. Spent time last year with Arizona and with San Antonio in the USL. And some good minutes for Aaron Kovar here in the last 20 or 25, Aaron.
Yep, Sam Garza, fantastic young player.
Nice touch through, trying to bring it down, just on, and he scores. You come into the game, and your first touch is a goal. Sam Garza.
And I was just about to add a few more things about him, but no need. Pulls in on the right, makes a nice run inside. Excellent ball through. And what I love about Garza is his hesitation. It appears as though the keeper was going to block it, cuts it inside. We'll just take a look at it here. It's a great ball over the top from Rossi. Well timed from Garza. His first touch on the chest isn't great, but look at that turn and just pokes it right on through.
The last touch is absolutely perfect.
1, 2, and his third touch of the match, just like that. Sam Garza, excellent result. And Ezra Hendrickson's got to be patting himself on the back for that.
And Rossi made that happen. It was an absolutely perfect ball off the side of the foot to spring him through just onside. An absolute perfect run, a perfect finish. Sam Garza on a perfect. And
it's going to be a foul just outside the box. Free kick for Seattle. Another opportunity for Rossi this time.
This was well away from play as Remick was making the run and sending the service from the left side. Give credit to Mansarai for springing Remick there. That was a nice pass.
Yeah, it was a great run. Again, we've talked about it before. Remick, we didn't see much from that from him in the first half, but he's done an excellent job in the second half of getting down the left-hand side.
So in the 76th or 77th minute, James Kiffey goes into the book for that foul, about 5-10 yards outside of the penalty area, and a dangerous free kick here for Seattle. Rossi standing over the ball. So is Frano. 4 men in the box for Seattle. Rossi will take it, curling, post, goal! There's your free kick.
Well, we've seen flashes of it throughout the game. One or two of his corners. We saw a free kick earlier that troubled McLean just a little bit, but that was absolutely superb. Going from right to left as you look in the field, just bends it into the far post. Let's take a look at the replay. It's got power, it's low, it's tough to see, gets it up and over the wall, excellent. Right off the post, back off the back of the goalkeeper, Patrick McLean. That's always got to be frustrating. Fantastic free kick, though, from Pablo Rossi. They weren't joking.
That is exactly the kind of quality that Seattle fans were hoping to see out of this young Argentine.
Absolutely.
And they got it. Boy, did they get it.
That's a wonderful statement, too, on opening night. I'm sure Sounders will be taking a note of that as well. It's a great free kick from Rossi.
Substitution after the goal coming into the match is number 32, Duncan McCormick, Seattle Academy product. We were talking about him at the half. He's the gentleman who chose to play for S2 and pass up the opportunity to play at Wake Forest. An exciting moment for him to come in as Seattle leads this one 3-1. Nice run through on the left, has some space, cuts it back. Well defended and pushed out of play for a corner.
That's a great save. Jimmy Ockford, who's got the captain's armband off Amadou Sanyang. But a good run from the substitute here. Cameron Iwasa there on the left. Lots of pace on him.
Corner comes in high and center. Lyons misses the ball entirely, but it'll roll all the way through. Doesn't take a touch. Goal kick. Dangerous moment when your goalkeeper goes and can't get it. But see that one. And a goal kick and another substitution. Referee wants to discuss something with someone.
I think he's just telling Derek Foran he's got to change his change his dressing again.
He took a knock right before the goal. He and a defender, I'm not sure who it was, went up and a head caught him in the nose or something like that. Obviously, with the goal coming right after, we weren't looking for that on the replay, but he's the second time he's been out of the match trying to be dealt with something up on his face. Most likely his nose.
This is a quick.
Good effort from.
Yeah, it's a great Christian roll done.
Nice. Play from Seattle. Remick chase. And out of play for a. Oh.
No, I believe that's Garza there. Just getting that run in from the right. It's a good run from him. Got a lot of pace up there now in both Garza and Mansarai.
Seattle's shown a great deal of pace from all parts of the field tonight, and it's had an effect on Sacramento, and it led to a free kick that led to a goal. Sacramento throwing at midfield. Seattle getting a little upset with these throwing decisions here. They lead this one 3-1 in the 81st minute or thereabouts. The clock on your screen, we know that. We'll keep. It's Braun.
Just gets enough to distract Braun.
That's the second time we've said that in the last 5 minutes, too. Justin Braun, he has the goal for Sacramento, and he's looked very dangerous all night long, but 2 goals in 10 minutes is a tall order for Sacramento. Another long goal kick from Charlie Lyon, won by Sacramento. Braun trips over his own feet and can't bring it down, and it'll be a Sounders throw-in. We're inside 10 minutes remaining in the 90. Here at Starfire Sports Complex, Aaron Heinzen, Nathan Murphy, we're really glad you're with us on this opening night for Sounders 2. And it's been a thoroughly entertaining second half, Aaron.
Absolutely. We've seen Sounders come to life. Maybe a little bit frustrating in the first half, not able to keep the ball or put too much together, but second half they've put every bit of their offense together, seen runs from all sides, great individual talent, especially that goal from Rossi is fantastic. Exciting soccer to see here right now in Tukwila.
Goals for Seattle have been really cool to watch. It started with a great individual effort from Andy Craven to win it down, and a great finishing touch. That was in the 49th minute, and then in the 70th, Rossi assisted Garza, who had just come into the game and made a couple of really nice touches to get around and punch it home. And then the free kick from Rossi. An offensive explosion here in the second half from Sounders 2. Exactly what these fans came here to see against the defending champions. Assuming the result holds, it's a very impressive one for Seattle. I think he would have been offside there, Rossi. Nice ball onto the outside. Watch there. And that came off of the foot of Frano. And very lucky that Charlie Lyon reacted correctly to that, because that's not where anyone expected it to go.
That's another individual effort from Cameron Iwasa down the left-hand side, looking strong, looking determined, fights his way through and gets the deflection. It's good heads-up play, though, from Lyon.
Chasing the ball to try and keep it in play as the goalkeeper McLean, and he does so. He brings it back into his area and picks it up. That's a nice play.
You got to feel a little bit for Patrick McLean on that free kick from Rossi. Nothing he could have done. Just strikes off the back of the post.
And this signals the departure of David Estrada, who was, I think, more effective than his empty scoring night will show, especially.
Yeah, he's put in a great shift, David Estrada. Could have had a couple chances, could have had a couple goals at times maybe, but ball for him. I don't think Preki can be disappointed at what he's done tonight.
Adnan Gabelic replaces him, number 13, out of Zagreb, Croatia, chosen in the Super Draft in 2013 by Sporting Kansas City. Trying to turn with it is Mansarai. He can't keep it, and instead they will start the other way, will Sacramento. But it's won back quickly by the Rave Green. Rolled on with a touch, nobody there to collect it. And Kiffy will go back and get it. Just over 5 minutes left in the 90 here at Starfire. An offensive outburst from Sounders too. It started with 1 goal just 5 minutes into the half, and Sacramento answered. And then they scored twice, just a couple of minutes apart, to take this 3-1 lead. Keeping it on the touchline is Sacramento. Stepping forward is Gonzalez. Tries to send it all the way through for Clemente. And sliding at the edge of his box by Lyon to keep it in play and then push it back and go get it. That's a nice piece of goalkeeping.
Very nicely worked by Charlie Lyon. Had to come off his line as quick as he could, and that's one of those things that could have slid past the line with the ball in his hand and have been a free kick for Sacramento. He does very well.
Foul given against Sacramento on the challenge aerially there, and we'll have another substitution. This time it's Seattle. And Darwin Jones is going to make his appearance. He will replace number 55, Pablo Rossi. A goal and an assist in a remarkable debut for the Argentine.
Now, an interesting thing about his goal is that may actually go down as an own goal on McLean, coming back off the post and off McLean's back.
We'll have to see how that was scored. It's very close.
It is. I have to guess it's going to be going down as an own goal because McLean actually is the one that puts it in. It's a fantastic effort from Rossi to cause the goal. But nonetheless, had a great night for Pablo Rossi.
An absolutely sparkling debut. And a couple of marvelous free kicks, which is exactly about the open. So Rossi departs, and we see the first appearance of Darwin Jones, a local product, lives in Des Moines. Mount Rainier High School, played at Highline CC and at the University of Washington, and played on the Sounders under-23s. He is a homegrown player as of a few months ago and is eligible for MLS.
Yep, Darwin Jones. Seattle's very excited about him. Lots of pace again. Hard-working player, got a great touch and a good vision, good mind for the game. Got a chance to watch him several times on the field for the Huskies. I know Husky head coach Jamie Clark really enjoyed him as a player. He's an excellent talent. They were happy for him when he was able to sign an MLS contract here with the Sounders.
It's a very good thing for everybody. He's glad to be able to stay here at home. The Sounders are thrilled to have him. They've had their eye on him for quite some time. Came up with the PDL club a couple of years back, and now the homegrown player contract, the 5th for Seattle Sounders. As we mentioned earlier, the only one of the 5 not on this roster is DeAndre Edlin. I think he's with some other club called Spurs.
Something like that.
88th minute here. Rolled on, nice job to chop it back to Fisher, and he'll send it long. Mansarai trying to chase it down. 1-on-3, but he's going to earn the throw in. Nice pace, nice effort from Victor Mansarai.
That's good effort. Like you said, Nathan, from Mansarai. Foreign does a nice job to clear it away. Looks like he might have picked up a little knock there.
Mansarai again steps toward the corner of the 18. Now gives it back. This is McCormick. Low, and now Garza. Can't keep it. Coming flying back, and another nice run from Iwasa. Gonzalez comes away with it, drops it back. Sacramento looking for something here in the final moments of the 90. Seattle lead it 3-1. 2 goals just about 2 minutes apart in the 76th and 78th minute have put them on top. To the delight of the 3,700 Rave green-clad fans here as Monserrat has some space. Chops it across for Roldan, 4-1. Quality all across the board from Seattle. A great run by Monserrat, a perfect service, and a picture-perfect finish from Christian Roldan.
Wow, it's just been a series of substitutions from Evander Hendrickson of just pace and youth and energy, and they've absolutely produced here in the second half. Great work from Monserrat. It's a tackle by Daly on the left-hand side. He gets away from him, and then the outside of the foot curving pass all the way to the far post. Roldan does an excellent job to finish it. Great goal from Seattle Sounders. We've been treated to some excellent goals tonight in here on this field.
This is a hugely promising start for Sounders, and it bodes well for the future of the first team as well, because you see the talent from some of these young guys. Christian Roldan, just drafted this year, played in the PDL last year, played in college. You see what he can do. You see what Monserrat can do at 18 years old as a foul given just outside the box. 2 minutes of stoppage time here as we have played the 90. At Starfire, sorry,
definitely a dangerous opportunity here for Sacramento. And you just wonder, Nathan, in the first half, with the likes of Stewart gone and Rodrigo Lopez, these 27 goal scorers, 14 and 13 respectively, they put some of those chances in the first half. This could be a completely different game. And have the injuries affected Sacramento tonight? You know, we'll never know, but they're also missing their Defender Player of the Year last year in the USL.
It's a huge set of losses to injury for Sacramento, and the way they were pressuring in the first half, you've got to think with some of that talent out there, with some of those goals out there, they might have found one. Instead, Seattle is going to win this, but it's going to be 4-2. What a finish.
Wow, that was a statement.
Wow.
Octavio Guzman, that was unbelievable.
I don't know what to say about that. That was a perfectly placed free kick from Guzman, and give him a ton of credit. That was impossible to stop.
Well, he doesn't even, there's almost no spin on it. He just blasts it, just gets up and down, perfectly hit. And it was in a very, very effective spot, just right in front of the 18. Great goal by Guzman.
Chasing down the other way is Jones, who just came on, but McLean can handle that. Lots of goals to be had here in the second half. Folks, we were scoreless at the break.
Just one gigantic offensive show here in the second half.
What fun it's been. Less than a minute to go in the 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Perhaps a little more added on by Babacar Diallo for the goal there, but we're just about finished. Seattle leads this one 4-2, and a statement win as a cross is sent away nicely. Good defending by Damian Lowe. A statement result for Sounders FC 2 in their opening match.
And one last opportunity here for Sacramento. Seattle just kind of have to keep their heads about them. Make sure they don't allow anything.
Boy, you wouldn't want this to turn into a one-goal game all of a sudden. It skips right across the face of goal, and just too far away, unable to get there, was Foreign. He was lurking, out for a Seattle throw.
That's a good run, though, right across the near post from Gabe Gonzalez. Gets a head on it. Not able to direct it on frame, but it was dangerous. I think we'll see Seattle just try and delay the last few seconds here.
Referee waves for play to continue. Roldan heads it back toward the midway line. And there is your final whistle. We've had all 90 here at Starfire, and Seattle Sounders 2 in their opening match come away with a massive 4-2 win over defending champion Sacramento Republic FC. This game was scoreless at the half. We saw 6 goals in the second half. an explosion, as you called it, Aaron, of goals here in the second half to bring this one to a thrilling conclusion. We saw all kinds of offensive quality from both teams. And Aaron, what do you say about that many goals in 45 minutes?
What can you say about a second half like that? It was absolutely spectacular, pure entertainment for the crowd, got everybody going. We saw Emerald City just enjoying everything. They had their flares out, but some spectacular strikes all in all. And the goal from Andy Craven to start things off. We saw Rossi's free kick. We saw Garza's third touch of the game goal. We just saw that last free kick. It was absolutely fantastic performance.
Give a lot of credit to Sacramento, who came to play. They responded to that first goal with a goal of their own, and then they just couldn't keep up with Seattle's offense in the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think you could see them getting a little bit tired in the midfield. They put in a great work in the first half, but they got kind of broken down. The pace, the youth, the energy that Seattle brought in the second half was excellently worked. Some attacking display there from Seattle.
We talked about the individual quality that you expected to see from a team with so many MLS and future MLS players, and that was on full display in the second half. Talk about Pablo Rossi.
Pablo Rossi really took things over in the second half, and kind of what we needed to see from the team, getting the ball down, getting a little more control in the game, and he did that. His ball through to Garza was excellent. His free kick was even better. We saw flashes of brilliance from everybody all over the field. Mansoray, Craven, it was spectacular performance for Seattle this time around. And definitely you have to give it up to Sacramento. They showed well, they stayed strong. That goal the last minute has to give them some hope, and they had one more chance at the very end, so they didn't give up. Precky's team, like Ezra said, is always going to fight till the end, and they did that. It was entertainment for everyone tonight.
Two great goals from Sacramento, both of them coming from above the 18. Let's take a look at the goals in the game. We'll go to the highlight reel here.
Go to the highlight reel.
There we go.
Fantastic. Here's the Rossi goal.